Good afternoon. I'd just like to say thank you to Wilhelm for inviting me to this conference. I've sat here and listened for 2 days to various different approaches. Yes, I am a therapist. I do live and breathe this. So my approach will be slightly different too. So I'm a therapist. I'm a strategic lead, but also I ran gambling therapy. I don't know if everybody you've come across gambling therapy. We ran a helpline, or we still do, for 15 years, global, 6 million hits, 1,000 calls to the helpline, 250 different languages. Not here to talk about that. I run the engagement team now for Gordon Moody. We get phone calls into us. We get phone calls come in that go into the support team. We get phone calls basically of 4 types. Got a gambling problem, been gambling for 4 years. Okay, that's not a problem. Just apply to us. Come into us. Oh, you're on tablets. You've got emotional personality disorder. Not a problem. Fill in the application form. Oh, you've got a drink problem. Okay, that's not too bad. We'll send you off somewhere else. Oh, you've just come out of jail. Bit more difficult. Perhaps we need to get a psych assessment. That's what we do at Gordon Moody. We deal with the most problematic of gamblers at Gordon Moody, 0.4% in terms of what you were asking. Okay? Why is that relevant here? Operators, these are the people that will lose your license. Regulators, you asked about addiction. Addiction got mentioned a lot yesterday. Or mistakes. As you see, I do live and breathe this. Mistakes was mentioned. These are the mistakes. Okay, addiction. You don't see addicts going through your systems. People come to us, 16 years it takes to come to us. For most of the women that have been on our program, most of them have experienced trauma, domestic abuse, early life trauma. That's why I'm a trauma and addiction therapist. They come to us and nearly all of them have gone through some sort of life trauma when they come to us. Okay? Currently, we have 4 different types of program. Men's program, 14 weeks with us. We take away their phones. Women's program, 5 weeks. We've just started this year. 6th cohort. The data we are producing is fantastic. We're the only residential program in the world. We need to get our data out there more. Okay, we've got something called retreat and counselling. First weekend with us, 8 weeks at home, back in, another 8 weeks. These are for the people who still manage to hold their life together. We do wraparound, aftercare. We bring in other services, we collaborate. Collaborate is the most important thing that we do now, before and after. We did have 114 treatment spaces, we've gone up to 270 now. This is our data. It's not research. We really do respect research. I was at Oslo 2 weeks ago with the European Research Conference. This is what we see. 70% of people have attempted or thought about suicide when they come into us. Mental health. We do complex cases. People with drug, drink, alcohol, trauma. Gambling is just one of the issues. It's a symptom. It isn't the problem. It's a symptom of the other problems. And that needs to be thought about in terms of your marketing. And when you talk about regulation, when you talk about addicts, we must stop the addicts. You're not stopping the addicts. I had a phone call at lunchtime because my team couldn't handle it. She said, I would gamble on 2 ants. How does your marketing, how does your rules and regulations stop that? So this is the data. We collect as much data as we can. It's really important. It's really important that we get this data out. We've been going 50 years. That doesn't make us the experts, but it makes us we just know a bit more. We're just a bit ahead of the curve. How many minutes have I got? Applications for treatment. We are now expecting 1,000 applications before Christmas. This is to come into residential. These treatment measures, PGSI, not perfect. We know that. We need to get better measures. We need to get measures that go across the board, that everybody agrees on. Trauma is associated with addiction. Everybody who's an addict will have had trauma. Doesn't work the other way round. I'll just finish with some of the research. As I say, we're ahead. We tend to think we're just a bit ahead. This is a really big one now coming up. We're being asked to investigate this and provide support. Military and veterans. At the moment, we've been invited into Ukraine to begin to look at how can we support there. Okay, artificial intelligence we believe is the way forward. We work with the big operators, Entain, the rest. If you've got 800,000 clients, how do you identify? Problematic's the wrong word, it's disordered. Problematic could be transient. They could have a problem now, but they may not further down the line. Disordered is they shouldn't be gambling. You do not want them in your gambling with you. How do you identify them? And we believe systems such as Mindway are the way forward.